Ever heard of Lucario and the Mystery of Mew? Well, it's a movie about the first ever Lucario that made it to the Hoa region and all that stuff. Trying to discover Mew's aura and all that stuff. And what if I tell you if there was a lost recreation of Ash vs. Lucario? Well, you know, Ash vs. Lucario is where Ash gets angry at Lucario for unknown reason, and he attacks him. Alright. And they fall into the water and fight. And what if I tell you if there was a lost internship recreation of it? Alright, I'll tell you. Well, I was having a feast at Burger King, and when I made it outside of the restaurant, I stepped on something sandy and hard in the ground. I digged out the sand and realized that it was a blue box. I flew home and then examined it, and then I opened the box with my claws, and then I saw a DVD. It was called Ash vs. Lucario, Lost Internship Recreation. It was a DVD on a CD case, and its release date was July 13th, 2005. So I thought I might watch it. So I put the DVD into my Xbox and then sat down in my couch and turned on the TV. Of course, some trailers played, which was Pokemon Heroes and Pokemon Lucario and the Mystery of Mew and all that stuff, until it cuts to the menu, the DVD menu. The menu was kind of nice to look at. Featured Ash and Lucario. I'm not sure this is. Just pumping each other and. Alright. And in a castle where Riolu evolved into Lucario in that one Pokemon Journey episode, or maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe it's the Ash vs. B episode, I'm not even sure. Alright. And the background was blue, and there were 5 options. Play, setup, visit Nintendo, bonus features, and captions. I decided to click play, but before that, there was a warning. Warning, this Lost Internship recreation of Ash vs. Lucario is made way back in July 13th, 2005, and created by Adam Kennington, and it is not suitable for children. If a child is watching this, then stop watching this movie. Viewer discretion is advised. Oh no, I said in my breath. The movie started out normally. Ash was camping with Lucario, and until Lucario decided to left the camp, and Ash was arguing to Lucario until he got furious at Lucario, and then he ran up to Lucario. But somehow when he ran up to Lucario, his pupils were red instead of brown, and he charged to Lucario and tackled him until they started to fight brutally. there were punching sound effects, and they were so brutal, and the fighting continues, and some death metal music started playing in the background, and then the song was called Fight with Light by the artist called Ethan something, I don't know, but, and then they kept fighting, and until they fell off a cliff, and some bones broke, and they fell into the river. Instead of the current being normal, it was strong. They kept fighting in the water until they got to shore and kept fighting, and then Ash let out a critical punch, and it was super effective until he finishes off until he pulled Lucario's tail off, and he screamed like his voice actor was in major pain, and then he grabbed out a long, sharp stick and started poking him very harshly, and grabbed out a large, sharp rock as well, starting to poke him, but that didn't do any damage because rocks were evil, and Lucario's immune to evil, and he decided that the only best way to do this was to crush his skull by giving him a concussion. And he did the hardest concussion that he ever did, punched him really hard in the skull, causing his skull to break until he died. And then Ash was laughing like crazy until you could hear church bells in the background, and then the screen cut to black Then the screen cut to black for 1 minute until Mecha Lucario's face popped up from the ore storm when he was angry and all that stuff. And he was yelling, and he had an angry expression on his face. Or a furious expression on his face, until there was the screaming of Diddy Kong in Donkey Kong Country. It's a Wonderful Life, where Donkey Kong accidentally throws the ball, Diddy's ball overlaps, and with Marlo crying in Japanese and Iris crying in Japanese, along with several women screaming sound effects. That scared the crap out of me. I fell out of my couch, and then the DVD ended, and the TV turned off by itself, and the DVD ejected by itself. I was scared out of my mind. I put the DVD back to its casing, and then threw it up, and then threw it into the basement. And then I decided to contact Nintendo about it. They said that Adam Kennington snuck into the ShowPro studio, made this movie, and add it to the scene, and realized that the staff of Showpro realized it until they deleted the scene, and so that's why they did it. After that, I replied with a thank you, and I had multiple nightmares about Lucario, about Ash killing me the same way as Lucario did, and all that stuff. And Adam Kennington is now in prison for his actions. And when he escapes prison, then he will move to the Galar region where I am from, and do the same thing as he did.